Oh craps guys, bogged again.
There's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand.
Alright, the first step is to run a, if you can get it, 4-core wire. If not, you can always use trailer plug wire, preferably 5. I use 7 in this case because I had some lying around, no use to buy it. Also make sure you put conduit around it. And I've already pre-run my wire just off camera just to make it a bit easier so you guys aren't bored. But you want to pretty much run it from your winch control module, solenoid. Leave about that much access. Run it through your firewall all along the side. When you get to your grommets, you can use a piece of wire and just tape it around and poke it through. Once you get it poked through, you can actually pull it through. Anything in your engine bay and your car interior, hot little tip here, whipper snipper wire. It's just a little bit more firmer. Same process, you tape it through and you can poke it through things, jab it around, and you can actually get it through where you want it. What we're going to do now is just take off the back cover. I'm not sure if you can see that. Just so I can expose the solenoid. So I'm using 7-core wire, trailer wire. That's what I had, but you can get 5, or if possible, 4-core will be better. Power one, I'm going to leave off. That's red. Brown will marry up with that one. Black will be the earth, and then yellow I'll also be using. So I'm keeping all the colours exactly the same. Just crimping on the terminals. So that's the 3 done. I've got the 4th power cord now. What I'm going to be doing is putting an inline fuse in there, and I'm using a 3 amp as well. As you can see, got brown to brown, black to black, yellow to yellow, and red over just over here on the side. Right, so that's the control box all wired up. I've just got to pin it back down again. We'll go inside the car and we'll actually do the wiring up of the switches. Right, so this is where I'm at now. I've actually wired up the switches. So for the winch out switch, you see just there, I've got the blue wire. I've linked in with the winch in switch. That just goes to the accessory lights. Red wire goes to the brown. The green wire I linked together, that goes to the main power to the isolation switch, which I'll show you in a minute. Black's also been put together, that's obviously earth, and then for the winch in switch, it's the red wire to the yellow. Doing this, it's always good to have the isolation switch as well, just so when you're cleaning the car or you take it to the detailer, if they, or even kids pressing buttons, you don't actually pull your winch out. Okay, so the interior is all back in. If you're doing this on the 70 series Land Cruiser as well, there are 2 little screws just here and just underneath there. Make sure you pull those out. You will actually have to pull out the head unit as well to pop this fascia out. The switches are in, you can see them there. I've got the isolation switch just up here, so just whack them on. You can see that they start glowing now, and I'll winch out a little bit and winch in a little bit. Alright, so she's all done. Stuff that I used was conduit for around the wires. I used a 7-core trailer wire. You can get a 5-core, which probably would be better, but I already had this in the shed. If possible, even just a 4-core wire. I couldn't find any, so anyway, I'll use this. If you don't have a soldering iron and some heat shrink, you can buy these little solder heat shrink things. You just heat them up with a lighter and a little solder bit melts in the middle. For the King's winch, to get to the solenoids, just need a little screwdriver just to get a couple of little screws out, and a big screwdriver just to get the 2 screws that I showed you earlier. Yeah, pretty happy with it. It's all wired in, working properly, so if I'm ever out in the bush and I need a winch out and I've got somebody that doesn't know how to plug in the winch and all that, I can just run it out anyway and run it back in. Anyway, so that's it for this video. Give us a thumbs up and like and subscribe. Definitely helps me out. Thanks.